Are you crocheting, David? Yeah. David doesn't write songs, he crochets. David has been a member for most of the time that B.A.D.A.S has existed and has been to 0 meetings and has written 0 songs. He's kind of our mascot, David Hall. Well, that's not a joke. He's my inspiration. 3 of my best songs that you won't hear tonight were written for David. Okay. On stage now, one more person who joined us in the first year, Ed Winnacott, joined us in November of 2003, has been to 58 meetings and written 86 songs. He's the man. Nobody has written more songs than that. People have come to more meetings than that, but nobody has written more songs than that, and they're all pretty damn good. Dave Hadfield joined us in 2004, and I looked up the date. This was March 17th. How were you not busy on St. Patrick's Day? Have you seen David's band, the Purveyors? Great St. Paddy's Day band. I don't know how we got him, because it was a Thursday, I guess. It's Thursdays. Been to 39 meetings and written 45 songs, so he's more than 100%. Most interesting thing about Dave, you may recognize his last name. He has a brother named Chris, who's also a singer of some note. But you know, Dave is such a nice guy, he makes me mad. The first song that Chris broadcast from space was Dave Hadfield's song. Okay, you all heard that on the news, right? Every time it played, it said, "Well, Chris is singing this, but actually Dave wrote it." No, I think there was Dave tells me there was one somewhere. But somebody mentioned it once, which was fine. It's totally fine by him. He does brothers. And John Lemme, one of our latest acquisitions, joined us September 2nd, 2010, has come to 14 meetings and written 12 songs, so he's doing pretty well too. So if you're adding up all these songs, you will have gotten to, we've had 32 total members, 17 active now, plus Amy McIsaac, so that's 18 at the moment, have written in 10 years 741 songs. And hardly any of them were cracked, except like 2/3 of mine. Ed, John, Dave.
So I decided I would do 2 atypical songs for the B.A.D.A.S thing here. Normally, my writing process, I tend to have a lyric idea jump into my head. I'm more of a word guy than a music guy, and then it suggests some kind of melody to it. And this usually happens when I'm training paddling my kayak or driving my car. Now my coach says I should concentrate more on my training, and the traffic cop said I should concentrate more on my driving. But this is one that I wrote the entire. I had the whole. It came with a sort of a little bit of a lick, and then it just sort of grew from there. And I had the whole thing, and I couldn't make any words go with it until I was watching TV in the opening bits of Iraq, and the things that sort of came to me were all the weird images, like a platoon going through a village, and one of the villagers sort of makes a sudden motion. He's not hostile, and he gets shot, right? Everybody's sorry. Everybody's favorite poster boy, who has his turned into an orphan with missing a couple of arms, or one arm and one leg, by a smart mom, and then of course the woman with her van full of kids who doesn't realize it's a roadblock and gets them all shot. So I've been watching this for weeks, and then they're interviewing, one of the embedded reporters interviewing a soldier, and he's from Virginia, and he's reports, well, how's it going? And the guy says, I'll be real glad to get home. And he says, yeah, have some beers with your buddies, right? And he says, I'm not old enough to drink. At which point my own son, who was just old enough to drink, came down going out to have some beers with his buddies. And then the whole song fell together. And I'm going to ask Jennifer Ives to come up here, because she does a harmony on this. And there's nothing like a Jennifer Ives harmony to make my voice sound much better than it really is. So we've come to set you free. Yeah, we've given over.
Sorry.
We've come to set you free, and we've got the might and the right and the power. Now is the hour of your release. It's high past time. The sky went forth to July. This desert needs a hard, hard rain. And if it should fall, all the good and bad alike, I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame. So don't blame me. We've come to set you free. These villagers' faces fill me with caution. Please, Lord, do not let me die. I thought I saw a sudden motion from the corner of my eye. Out here we live by snap decisions. Heartbeat or less to make the call. Out here we do not pause to question. Not my fault. It's not my fault. We've come to set you free, and we've got the might and the right and the power. Now is the hour of your release. It's high past time. The sky went forth to July. This desert needs a hard, hard rain. And if it should fall, all the good and bad alike, I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame. So don't blame me. We come to set you free. That young torn body on the table outside his home to take the air. Whatever were his parents thinking that they let him be out there? Such is the price we pay for freedom. Seek for the reason in it all. Sometimes these accidents just happen, not my fault. It's not my fault. We come to set you free. Out on the road we hold our places. My mom will read this in the news. That careful choice of words and phrases that are used to shape the truth. You think they would know what was a roadblock? You think she would know enough to halt? Why did she just keep right on coming? Not my fault. It's not my fault. We've come to set you free, and we've got the might and the right and the power. Now is the hour of your release. It's high past time. The sky went forth to July. This desert needs a hard, hard rain. And if it should fall, all the good and bad alike, I'm not to blame. I'm not to blame. So don't blame me. We come to set you free. We come to set you free. you, Jen.
Welcome. Songwriting doesn't come easy to me. I must say it's kind of neat coming to the B.A.D.A.S meetings and watching some of the songs that or hearing, I should say, some of the songs and the different themes. And I love to sing. I love to play my guitar. I love to perform. But songwriting is something is a challenge. It's something that's always kind of something that I'm always trying to get better at, and sometimes I feel good about it, and sometimes I don't. I imagine everyone has a favorite movie, and my favorite movie is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Have many of you seen it? Yeah. I don't know what it is about that movie, but the whole idea of being born old and dying young, I don't know, I kind of like the theme of it, and it just kind of stuck with me. And there was a couple lines in it that just painted a picture in my head. So this is Benjamin's song.
nice things about B.A.D.A.S. is that it takes you out of your ordinary comfort zone. And you listen to the way the other guys play and the subjects that they pick and the treatment, and it stretches you. I hadn't thought of that until just now, listening to your song. And a new snark here, let's see if it works. So Paul pointed out that everybody should have a brother who's an astronaut.
Everybody should.
I have a brother that's sort of almost that. He's the first part.
He's a space cadet.
At a younger age, I think I tried to send my brother up to space.
Typical conversation at a B.A.D.A.S.
Pretty much like that, yeah. So Chris played quite a bit of music in space because it's just his general pattern in life at home. And he's written quite a few songs that I've helped him with, and this is one of them. This world by 300 miles. The view is tremendous. Think I'll stay here a while. Don't call me for coffee. Don't call me for tea. Don't call me for dinner. And don't worry about me because I'm here. I'm on top of this thing. Time to kick back, got the world on a string. The food is monotonous, there's nothing to drink, and chicks don't come here as much as you think. But I fire the rockets, and that is a blast. I throw out the dishes, and I never cut the grass because I'm here. I'm on top of this thing. Taking the time to kick back, got the world on a string. Oh, there's a Russian, and there's a man drifting by from Japan. Since none of us know how to decorate, we're still living inside this tin can. Modern man, I never go shopping. I don't take a bath. I don't get out much. Go on, do the math. My oil is unchanged. How about you? Got a great big window. Got a heavenly view because I'm here. I'm on top of this thing. Taking the time to kick back. Got the world on a string. Oh, I'm taking the time to kick back. Got the world on a string. Thank you.
I think in the preceding set, it was Carol that mentioned that when we used to do this all the time, we'd come up with something, would come up in the meeting, and then you'd get a theme that you had to write to for the next month, something on that theme. The song I'm going to do is the only song where I've ever written to the theme. And the theme was, I think Paul came up with this one. It says, take a bit of conversation, and build a song around it. And the bit of conversation came from my son. I was reading him a book which is called The Air Affair, which is a fantasy book written by this guy, Jasper Ford. And Thursday Next is a literary detective. And in this alternate universe, literary are the most prized things. And, original manuscripts are just like, diamonds. And in this book, they play back and forth with the Jane Eyre. It's called The Air Affair is the book, and in the alternate universe, it doesn't end the way it does in the Jane Austen's book. In fact, there's never any fire. She goes off and marries her second cousin once removed, and goes off to China and becomes a missionary. And people think, it's a great book, but it just kind of drifts off. Fortunately, even in the alternate universe, the Thursday Next is able to jump right in. If you've got the original manuscript, and she can jump right into the text, but there's a baddie who jumps in there too. And they have this firefight in the mansion, which creates the fire, which changes the end of the book. So my son was getting confused. He says, is that the way the story really ends? He wasn't sure which ending was right. So that's the line that I took. And then I started thinking about, there's the books we read and the lines that we put in our songs probably say a lot about us. So anyway, this is called this kind of lullaby. This is the name title. That's. Is that the way the story ends? Did it all just drift away? Well, I suppose that all depends upon whose point of view you take. And if you'd like me to, tonight I'll sing a love song for you. A kind of lullaby. I love a story that goes on. One taking years to all unfold, a simple plot that's clear and strong. Perhaps it's all in how it's told, and if you'd like me to, tonight I'll read a few more lines for you before it's time to sleep. There are those who say how we may give ourselves away by the lines or kinds of stories that we choose. And I suspect there might be something in that, like these books we're reading. Fiction has its elements of truth. My eyes are tired, the light grows dim, but I know this one by heart. A few more pages to the end, or shall we go back to the start? And if you'd like me to, tonight I'll sing a love song for you, a kind of lullaby. There might be something in it, like these books I'm reading. Fiction has its elements of truth. Is that the way the story ends? Did they go their separate ways with all that love still left to send? Did time and distance get too great? And if you'd like me to, tonight I'll sing a love song for you, a kind of lullaby. Is that the way the story ends? Did it all just drift away? Well, I suppose that all
Well, I hope you're all comfortable because I need to put you to work now. This song needs some voices behind it, and it's a pretty simple line. In fact, there's 2 lines. Where to find a new love and where to find a true love. So that kind of happens a fair bit in the song. And in the first set, and I think in part of your song, I was hearing people singing along, so I know there's some pretty fine voices in the crowd. So by all means, I'm looking for some help here.
He's walking on home and he doesn't know where. Walking on home, doesn't know where. Walking on home and he doesn't know where. Where to find a new love. You got it. Where to find a true love. His first love passed many years ago. Heart then led him on a wild ride. Where to find a true love. Chasing younger women made the time go by. Where to find a new love. Left him one for another way home. Where to find a true walking on home and he doesn't know where. Walking on home, doesn't know where. Walking on home and he doesn't know where. Where to find a new love. Where to find a true love. The streets all look different, the shoes look the same. Find a new love. He's a little bit tired, he's wet from the rain. Where to find a true love. He's tired, he's shaking, he's wet from the rain. Where to find a new love. He knows that she's waiting down one of these lanes. Where to find a true loner, wasn't meant to be on his own. He's still a young man, he wants to love again. He hopes it's soon. He's a walking on home and he doesn't know where to find a new love. He'll look round the corner, look round the bend. Where to find a true love. He knows she's out there, it's a matter of time. Where to find a new love. He's walking on home, doesn't know where. Where to find a true love. Where to find his true.
That was some nice singing. Thank you very much.
Did you change from Dad to regular tuning here?
Oh, yes. One border or a Galante guitar.
Yeah, if I had a Boulanger guitar, it'd never go out of tune.
There you go.
I weld them in place before.
Makes sense.
You're supposed to tune them? This came out of the box tuned.
That's what I said. The good ones, you don't have to.
There you go.
I don't think the good ones come out of the box.
But Larrabee was running short on cases.
There you
This song came
about more or less from a B.A.D.A.S meeting, because I had played one the previous month and, well, 2 months previously, and then the next meeting came along, and one of the B.A.D.A.S members, when I picked up my guitar, he started humming the tune from the previous month, and I thought, oh, that's a memorable tune. But then, unfortunately, that particular song was dedicated to a particular town. It was for a songwriting competition. It didn't really, translate over time and place. So I stole it and stole it from myself and put it into, stole the melody and put it into a different song.
Right on, brother.
Oh, who's like that?
What's with Canada? We got great big cities and a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold here. Wear 2 pairs of socks. There's half the world's fresh water to paddle your canoe or camp along the shoreline. It's what we like to do in Canada. My boat in Canada. Oh, I'm a child of Canada. We tend to do things different. We each have our routine. Some of us eat Kyrgyzstan, some of us poutine. But we have traditions that help us stick together. Our milk comes in a bag. Mosquitoes eat at leisure, playing in a snowsuit, true north strong and free. Hockey night on Saturday, they're on CBC. In Canada, center ice in Canada. He shoots and scores in Canada. Oh, I'm a player in Canada. Pronounce the letter R like we're pirates on a ship. We'll drive 2,000 miles for a summer camping trip. We wear sorels in winter while plugging in the car. We eat the holes from donuts. We own the Nine bars. And we do possess a word that lubricates our speech. Pretty good, eh? And it's always within reach. Just because it's there. Crossed the great St. Lawrence, said merci beaucoup. Pardon me, I'm sorry, excuse me, after you. In Canada, politely in Canada. Line up here in Canada. City empties on the 24th of May. And if we say not bad, we're better than okay. There's workman's comp and pogey, or when we're shown the door, there's Canadian Tire money in at least one kitchen drawer. And we do possess a rule that runs between these shores. Stay out of my face, and I'll stay out of yours. In Canada, kiss the cod in Canada. I get my moose in Canada. Oh, I raised my kids in Canada. So, what did I forget? All right. What are the Canadian isms that I forgot? Toques. All right. Wear a toque in Canada. Get any good ideas? Bring them to me.
Curling. Miss Curling. Curling. Yeah. Okay. Someone like throw ride in Canada.
That was great. Thank you. Another short break to set up, and we'll be back.
Nice, excellent.